Parenting is huge. What's your value system? What do you want your kids to be raised with? What people do you want your kids to turn into? So, how were you raised? What books did you read about raising kids? What informed your decision to raise your kids? Or are you just winging it? Please tell me you're not winging it. Most of us do it identically to the way that we were raised. Kind of like we're on autopilot, not thinking, not conscious, not aware, not choosing how to raise our kids, just winging it, as if it didn't deserve time, as if it didn't deserve thought and deep conversation, but it does. Stop winging it, please. If you're doing that, please stop winging that. That's dangerous for your kids. Learn new options so that when something happens that you need to address, you have more options available to you. The right tool for the right job is vital. If all you have is a hammer, every problem seems like a nail to be hammered. Same for parenting. How else could I respond to my child's behavior in the future? What's the experience of childhood I want them to have? Do I want to be the exact opposite of my parents? Do I think about any of the ways that I was messed up by my parents' parenting? Do I have to create my own system and reinvent the wheel? Can I read some books by people who have some level of expertise and they already have a full system? Doesn't mean I follow them. I don't have to follow them like a sheep. They're just guiding principles. I get to choose every step of the way. It helps to have an outline that somebody's already thought through. Make sure that you talk about punishment. Are you looking to punish them? Are you looking for them to discipline themselves? And what I mean by that is, when you're not there, will they do the right thing? Talk about punishment versus getting better behavior. Talk about trauma-informed parenting so that you're not traumatizing your own kids. For example, can you imagine hitting your spouse as a way to correct their behavior? That's what your kids feel, that same exact impression when you hit them to change their behavior. It's the same idea as if you're hitting your spouse to change their behavior. Talk about the role of emotions in your family growing up and whether that works for you. Talk about how you show affection and where that came from. Talk about how to be parents as well as partners, not just 90% partners, and ignore or neglect your partner. You will have differences in parenting expectations. Talk about those expectations and negotiate. Remember to use Bayes' rule and Nash equilibrium when you negotiate. Remember that when you have differences, the biggest issues you're likely to have are helped by listening and then validating. You can make them worse if you want. Do that by judging, having contempt, or trying to change your partner. Okay, now a reminder about talker and listener. When you're in the listener role, are you able and willing to validate? I get where you're coming from. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I feel it. Oh, that stinks. Oh, those kind of sound effects. Remember to acknowledge the feelings and not to make it about you. Are you listening to truly understand the talker?